Hello everyone, I'll send you a video today. User manual custom remap feature on SmartFi devices or REMAP PC. We'll need to connect to the car first. Then we'll click on the remapping section. We're going into this remap. First, there's a part we need to keep in mind, especially here. And that's when we go in, it shows a lot. The map. And that's especially where that was if before. Let's put this map 3 in. We see that it's about 70% efficient, 80%. Now we can continue to choose the one, this map number 3, to continue. So now we're only going to need 20 to 30% correction. We just need to adjust very little. It'll save us time. We won't have to start over again. But today we're going to fix it from this original map. First, we'll need to know what. What does this version mean? The first is this fuel cell. This fuel panel when the data inside this. Here's the fuel injection time data. When we're changing this data, the time spent on the car will change. And then there's the map of the ignition angle. It's going to be in the parameters here, is the ignition angle data. When we change the numbers above, the time of ignition, the car will change. And finally, is the setting. Here we can be open rewind limit, open limit rewinding machine, or we can be on off the error codes. We want to be on off. Whatever the error code is, we'll click on it. Very easy to use. Coming back is special. It's going to be about the fuel table. Then we'll understand the row by column. It's going to be the rev ring. And follow this column, follow this row. Is the opening angle of the throttle position TPS. So the first thing to do is to pick a region that we're in. If we need to adjust, we will click these two cross-angled cells. We note, here are two diagonal cells. What this means is that we've chosen a region. Next, if that's what we're going to do, how much do you want to adjust it? For example, I'd like to change this to a 5% reduction, for example. So next we're going to look at this place, this red-blue arrow. Red will be reduced, the blue will increase. That's next. For example here, what I'm looking for is a 5% increase. I would choose to be, the blue arrow is up, and we're going to enter the number 5 here. The next unit we want to adjust is 5%. So here we are going to choose, adjustable by percentage, or by plus or minus, or fill in a value. For example, this is what I'm trying to do, 5% ago. I choose first, then I will. We note is we're going to it's going to click execute. But before clicking the target X, we need to notice an umbrella here. This corner, watch it, how much it's worth, and we only press once. When it changes, it's a checksum. Avoid clicking too many times. If we want to reduce it by 3%, then we'll click reduce, down 3%. Here we're going to select 3% of execute. For example, I want to be here. In addition to subtraction, I want it to be filled in. So let's say I want all these places. Back to the numbers. Then I will enter. Here's a 0 and fill in the value. And we will enter. Will everything come back? And the next example we want is to adjust it. Plus minus 1. Plus minus means, for example, now I want all these values. What I'm trying to do is to be all plus 1. Then I'll fill it out. I'll add 1 to the next. What we notice most is that these 4 buttons, 1 is up and down, 2 is value, and the third is the unit for us to adjust. The next is to do. In addition, there will be other buttons. So for example, we're fine-tuned, but we don't press the wrong button. For example, but we don't want to pick this area, then we can go back. For example, now the next thing I want to do is select 2 areas at the same time, so that we can adjust to the loss of time. We'll select the first area. We click this button. We continue to select the second area. There and here I want it all. This area is plus 2. Press 2, add 2. It's very simple, isn't it? This is the first one. Talk about this undo button here, the undo button to go back. So even we've adjusted, we can still go back. Here I go back to, it means that when we see the ones with the orange values, it means it has been changed. And then there's the button. This undo button is this finger-shaped button. So this finger-shaped button is a button to help you choose quickly, quick pick, in a certain area we did. List the areas that you usually choose. These are the areas we want to choose quickly. Which gas do we want to choose? We click it. We don't have to press like this, that we're going to click here so that we can quickly select. It would be much more convenient for us. Next means 1, this 2. 3, 3, these 3 buttons, we've sorted them. It's this motor button. This moral motivation is going to support us. We'll look at the engine data when in the process we're adjusting. So for example, let's take the gas, see if there is something wrong with the car. Then we'll choose that area for us to adjust. If there's a problem with that area, we'll choose that area. We adjust. When we look at this engine data, we can choose to view multiple engine data at the same time. Or for example, we just need to just look at the speed. That support is very good for you. In addition, this button, that's the button that finds the gas gap. Look for gas in Honda cars that don't have map sensors. This is a very cool moon that we developed. The next. Here's the present when we adjust here. We're just adjusting on a draft board. It's like a piece of paper. And after, we haven't loaded it yet. We're just drafting here. After we have adjusted it, we need to save. Here we will stay. And why we need to stay? Because we don't. Why do we have to stay? It's not that we load data all the time. Then stay. It's because sometimes we adjust the map face like this. I'm not sure if we loaded it into the car to run according to our will. And sometimes we have to. Sometimes it's only about 80–90%. That sometimes we'll need to keep editing. Then we need to stay. If we want to fix it later, we will. Open it again for us to adjust, but we don't have to start over. That's an example. We can reopen it for further correction, or we can reopen it later. We can save those maps. We will reopen it later so that we can charge for other cars if we load and create. It's a perfect map. Then we can save it for later. You can charge other cars. And when we're done, we'll click Group Me to load data into the car. After loading fuel into the car, we will check the car and see if it fits. And then we reset the ECM. Yes, thank you for watching the video. Goodbye and see you.